I brought only $4,000 with me to Vegas. My goal is to stay the entire summer, but if I go broke, I will pack my bags and go home. Day one was a bust, day two was even worse, but we still have $2,100, so let's see if we can make it happen for day three. All right, I have my $600 ready right here. We are about to go play the $600. About to go play the $600 bracelet event. It starts here in about 15 minutes. I'm nervous, but here we go. If we do well, we will make some of our money back. We are currently down $1,300, but that's okay. We still have some money. Let's get it. I get to the event 10 minutes early and completely forget how long these lines are for the registration. Finally, after 45 minutes of waiting, I get my seat assignment and I start to head over to my table. Once I get there, it was a fresh table. We all had 30,000 chips to start. I went ahead and focused on getting reads at my table for the first two levels, and by level 7 and 8, I was just completely crushing my table. I even got some media attention, and we were off to a great start. One notable hand I had was with ace queen off in the hijack. Blinds are 400, 400, 200, and I open it to 800. Button calls, and now small blind who just sat down squeezes to 5,000. I do some table talk antics and figure I am probably ahead of this guy. He's probably 3-betting light. So I go ahead and 4-bet shove nearly 80 big blinds effective. I know he's never going to call. And after a moment, this guy snaps me off with king 10 suited. What is this man thinking? Thank God I held because I was not expecting a 160 big blind pot that early. I continue to slowly grind up my stack. I'm at 240,000, then 300,000, and then 400,000. It just seems like everything was going right for me. A few levels later, we're finally in the money, and then I get into the biggest spot of the night. I find pocket aces from under the gun. We're in the money. We had 5,300 entries, and we're down to 700 players left. We're all playing to get first, and it pays for nearly $300,000. My heart is pounding. This spot is so important because I get another big stack to shove over my open. I have ace-ace, and he has pocket jacks. The pot's for nearly 1.2 million chips, and we hold. Not long after that, we found the bag for day two. Man, this feeling is extremely unreal. I am currently 8 out of 273 players left in the $600 World Series of Poker bracelet event. I got 1.3 million chips, and I'm about to head over there in about 20 minutes. I'm about to head out and try to win a bracelet. It's freaking unreal. I'm just in so much awe and shock because you don't get this in this situation that often. You'll fire bullet after bullet. I mean, I was already down to 50% of my bankroll, and this was after this bullet, it would have been 50%. So, I mean, I at least guarantee a lot of my money back, so that's great. So, if worst case scenario, if I just bust first level of going back to day two, I'll make all my money back. I'll be back at $4,000, and we'll just keep on grinding. But I'm going for the top. It's $290,000 up top, and I'm just gonna keep on playing the same game I've been playing. No recording. I didn't record any. I have a lot of hand recaps, but I didn't record them live. So here we go. I'm excited. Let's do it. It's day two now, and all I can feel is nervousness with excitement. I want to control it, but I can't. We're all playing for that bracelet and $300,000 up top. And there's only 350 players standing in my way for that. Directly to my left is a guy I've seen on TikTok named Global Danny Poker. He's a cash game crusher, and honestly, I had no idea who he was at the time, but my read on him was that he was a studied player. That being said, I get into an early 3-bet pot against him with ace jack off. We both have about 1 million chips, and I open from the cutoff. He 3-bets me from the button, and I have a pretty standard call here. I can 4-bet bluff here, but I figured he could be 3-betting worse hands than ace jack off. I call, and the flop comes 6 deuce 3 all clubs. I have no club. I check, and Danny c-bets 120,000. And here is where theory just starts folding if I do not have an ace or a jack of clubs in my hand. But lots of people c-bet range here, so I go ahead and make the call. And now the board pairing 6 of hearts comes, and I check. Danny bets 250,000. It looks like a nice setup for a river shove, but my only thought is that this 6 should be better for my range, no? Why is he still barreling here? Maybe he has king or queen high with the king or queen of clubs. So I convince myself to see this through one more time. I call. I do everything in my ability to seem like I'm strong. And I get the absolute best card on the river if we were going to show this down. It's the double board pairing 3 of hearts. I do everything in my ability to make it seem like I'm really strong. I check, and I'm now just screaming for Danny to just check this back. He unfortunately goes all in. It's basically my tournament life. I'll have like 2 big blinds left. And I just have no idea. I really thought we were just going to show this down on the river. And now I'm ranging him on bluffs like king queen with the king or queen of clubs. I'm talking myself into a stupid hero call. Everything is saying just let this one go. But I couldn't. I just couldn't. And then I get the clock called on me. I now have media guys watching me. I start to convince myself with how sick of a hero call this would be. I hate folding, and I make the call right as the floor counts down to 0. Danny shows me pocket queens with the queen of clubs, and I just say, oh, that makes sense. GG's.